All right, yo, we're back with our boy Billy Body from London doing his thing with the hot news. What you got, Billy? Boom.
Yeah, it's another quiet week again. That's quiet around Christmas. So, did I talk last week about Kevin Owens at all? I don't remember if I did or didn't. Was I do to YouTube as well?
Why he stayed? I don't think we really.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
No, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why he stayed. I mean, that's the thing. I got a lot of stuff in the comments on your guys' videos where I apparently came on shows and said he was 100% going to AEW.
I don't recall that. I thought it was all opinion of what him and Sammy were doing.
Right? Yeah, I would never say that because I'm not in people's minds in terms of what they think. Or I knew he wasn't signing a contract, but here's the thing that I want to just. This isn't so much about Kevin Owens as it is about how the contracts work. First of all, Meltzer put a story out saying that Owens signed for between $2 and $3 million guaranteed downside. There's no way that he did. If Owens got a bigger contract than The Miz, I would be absolutely stunned that he did. So I don't think he did. For me, this is more pandering, saying, oh, well, he probably wanted to go to AEW because I'm on AEW's bankroll, but he really decided to go to WWE because they paid him a ridiculous amount. We all know $2-3 million is ridiculous. I know that Owens didn't get more of a downside contract than Becky Lynch did. That's ridiculous. So either Meltzer doesn't know what everybody else's contracts are, or he's talking in order to protect his brand, which is what AEW's become. I know we don't.
Well, how do you know that Vince just said it? And I don't know why he would pay him that much, but he just said it. I want this guy, and I'm going to pay him more not to go to AEW
because it wouldn't be in line. When they're downsizing, if you make a renewal for a mid carder for $2 million, and your top star is on one of your top stars is on 1.5. Obviously, you've got males like Seth Rollins is on 2, and Roman Reigns is on 4. But if you pay Kevin Owens more, the same as Seth Rollins. Is that
how much Roman is making? Like $4 million a year?
Yeah.
All right.
Downside guarantee. Remember when the downside guarantees were $100K?
I remember when they were 50.
Or like 85. Yeah. When did that? And then all of a sudden, it's funny too because like they always had the downside to be just like 100.
Bro, it's like everything else. Look, you look at baseball salaries 20 years ago. You look at basketball salaries 20 years ago. You look at them now. It's ridiculous.
Perfect example. I had no idea about. I wouldn't invested in wrestling in the mid 2000s, 2010s, up and everything, but like until I started doing the podcast again. And it's like when I found out that FTR turned down like 750 downsides a year, I was like, what? I was like, they're giving tag team guys 750 downside? No,
that's when Ring of Honor was paying those guys a lot of money too. When I found out, I was like, what? Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Not that much, like 750, but they were paying him more than you would think. Yeah, go ahead.
I went on Impact. to get like $500 a show. And because they're in Vegas. I just go to Vegas, whatever. I was getting like $500 a show, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll go here. I go to work when I'm done. It's everything, but I can't imagine like.
Bro, I should have
been getting 5,000.
Yeah. Ain't nobody making no money at Impact. I can guarantee you that.
Right.
Maybe Scott D'Amore. That's about it. Go ahead.
So just to add on to this, just a bit of contract knowledge. So when people are seeing these other stories out, they can put some accurate knowledge behind it. All of the WWE contracts, give or take an oversight, some of them renew on January the 1st, but very, very few. What Vince likes to do is he likes to make sure that because of the Jeff Jarrett situation, which is now over 22 years old. All contracts will tie up at the end of a Big Four pay-per-view. So if you're in a storyline, you're going to be under contract until the Royal Rumble. So contract expiration dates are February the 1st, May the 1st, September the 1st. And very few will be January 1st or December the 31st. But they are the main ones, February the 1st, May the 1st, September the 1st. And they made sure that they finished there. So when you're looking at guys finishing up and going up and doing this, that, or the other and having no competes, look out for those dates, because when you're looking at Sammy, Owens, and Liv Morgan, the next batch, and AJ Styles, they'll all be on is it 31 days in January? There is. January 31st, yeah. AJ Styles is one of those guys who's definitely going to extend because they've got something for him, and he'll be extending there.
I want to say something, but Billy, I think there's a possibility that exists that Kevin Owens might be getting some of that kind of money. Let me tell you why. So Owens was before Jericho came to AEW, he was involved in the Kevin Owens storyline.
I know he's not getting that money because I spoke to someone that said it. So someone told me if he's getting that money, I'm going to go and speak to the office tomorrow.
Well, here's the thing: it's a very broad number. They say between 2 and 3 million. That's a very wide range, right? And everything.
Yeah, but he doesn't even think he's making 2, right? Is that what you're saying,
but here they say that the possibility is he might be making 2.
Right.
If Jericho's making 3,
right,
and it's like, and Kevin Owens is going to Tony. If Tony Khan is offering 2, like he's saying, hey, I got Jericho, I can give him 2. If Tony Khan is offering 2, which is he possibly, I don't know what the contracts are, but I just know Jericho is making a decent sum of money, and Kevin Owens was kind of quote unquote on par with Jericho when he left.
Okay, downside guarantees in AEW are different to WWE because when you factor in the 8% merchandising and then video game payouts and your Saudi bonuses and the other bonuses that you get, it's totally different. Your downside for most people ends up being on top. It ends up being nearly double. The Roman is going to make much closer between 8 and 10 than 4. Like it's totally different structurized. The way that they're marketed, the way that the machine is built. The guys end up with a lot more money than the downside. In AEW, how much more are you going to make? What are you going to get? You're going to get a $2 million check from Only Tees. They have to sort out their website from being hacked first before they start paying out $2 million merchandising checks. It's completely different. It's like comparing Coca-Cola to a supermarket brand. It doesn't.
Right.
It's not. It's completely different. So yeah, I mean, they could be paying $2 million, but Owens. If Owens' downside guarantee is $2 million, then he will be walking away with between 3.5 and 4.
Right.
I believe that he'll end up with 2 and 3 after everything's paid out. There's no way he got a contract that was bigger than Charlotte and Becky, and Drew and other people. So here's the other thing. One thing that's I keep reiterating, but sometimes I don't remember if it's from Russo's show or in the Informer or whatever. A lot of these contracts, a reason why it's so easy for them to make releases is because all the contracts are written in their favor in the first place by their lawyers. And second of all, every minimum requirement in 2020 was not met under these contracts. So you have the right to restructure and repay and renegotiate or release anybody that you want, because a lot of these guys, you're not obviously your Brocks, your Romans, your Randy Ortons don't have this in, but a lot of these, and probably your Rey Mysterios as well, but a lot of these guys didn't hit the 120 dates that they're supposed to do in order to hit a downside guarantee. So when you're looking at Oscar working 56 matches in 2020, 56 dates in 2020, that was the most. So what? They're going to just carry on paying these contracts in full when guys did half the work in the year. Like you don't think that they're covered. They're covered like 100%. So with all these releases happening, it's not a coincidence. It coincides with Nick Khan and looking at this situation and going, okay, we paid these guys for the 2020 and they didn't, and nobody did the minimum amount of work that they were supposed to do. So that's why they can release everybody, and that's why they will.
Do you feel they're just downsizing because for more profits or to sell the company?
No, I think they're downsizing for every time when the quarterlies come up. I think they're downsizing for profits. I think they're also downsizing for logic. When you look at the NXT model and you saw that if you looked at that and decided it didn't work, and you looked at and if you're a new set of eyes coming in and you see that, okay, we've got 3 hours of TV, we've got 2 hours of TV on SmackDown, 3 hours on Raw, and then we have a 2-hour NXT show, and we have 150 talents signed to the main roster and another 75 for NXT. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he came in with a whole new perspective and said, what's the bare minimum we can work in? And I believe now, with the whole pandemic kicking off again for this Omicron, you have to look again at that idea that Nick Khan had where he was looking at buying a facility to run television out of every Monday, which was basically going to be basically remove the shipping of the equipment and everything that you do each week. Because people don't know, you guys probably do because you've been in the business, but moving that shit around every single Sunday night cost the WWE $1 million to move it around from facility to facility, to set it up and redo it every week. It's $1 million cost that you can cut up by having your own facility And when you're based in Florida, which they would be, and you can do Raw in Florida every Monday, you eliminate that $1 million cost, and you're never going into another lockdown again. So you can have the same 3,000 to 5,000 fans, however big they build this thing, every single week. And that's something that they're seriously looking at. These tours and things that they're doing at the moment was supposed to be the last time that they toured this much. And then it was really going to be downsized. That was the plan. And they made so much money shooting out of or they saved so much money doing Raw at a performance center that it was a common sense for them to look at it and go, why don't we just do this every week? So that I think that's where they'll move forward to, especially if we have another lockdown. I see these dirt sheets talking about Thunderdome and all that kind of stuff coming back. I don't think that's the route they'll go down to. I think they'll base themselves in Florida and they won't move.
All right.